soldier from France, and we need to talk about something. Team tactics. Jumbo-Visma, UAE Team Emirates. What's going on? Because we got Jonas Vingegaard, who 2 days ago took time onto Laroon, the day that UAE Team Emirates went to work. Then yesterday, the next day, to Côte d'Or. Well, it was Jumbo-Visma really putting down the pace. Wout van Aert, the team was going at it, but in the end, it was the Pogacar punch. Tadej rode ahead, won the stage, and won back time. We need to understand how this is all playing out, especially over there on the horizon on Sunday is the Puy du Dôme Summit finish stage. Let's go ask around to see if we can find out. So we are in the middle of the mix zone here, and this is where we get all the riders coming through. Sign-ins down that way, the riders sign in, then they make their way through here, do the interviews, give us all the details we need to know about what's going on with the tactics between Jumbo and UAE. And of course you get all the fans lined up here too, waiting to get a glimpse, a photo of their stars, of their heroes. It's a great place to be and a great place to get all the intel we want.
What do you think of these tactics? Both 2 days ago and yesterday to the Côte d'Or.
I think Jonas and Jumbo maybe saw an opportunity to really put Tadej behind. And then I think they were caught by surprise that he was better than them. The same way that I think UAE were caught by surprise that Jonas was better than them the day before.
I think Jumbo, of course, had to try. They saw Tadej was down on Wednesday's stage, and if they didn't try, he maybe could recover and improve himself. Unluckily for them, he was already really good yesterday, and he took a good punch back. So I think we will up for a really exciting tour.
Tactically, I think it's going to be a real battle between these two teams. They're quite confident, and I think they've displayed that the last week. UAE was maybe a bit overconfident in the first few days, but then there's been more ego involved with Jumbo yesterday, thinking that they could just put time into Tadej, and then they paid the price. I think the teams will have learned their lessons now, and maybe they'll let the breakaway go a bit more.
You know, in my opinion, I think it was actually quite smart that they had Wout pushing so hard in the breakaway. I mean, for me it was nice because they set a nice tempo, but yeah, for him, I think it was just his goal to make it over the Tourmalet, and he barely made it. So I think he had 30 seconds to spare or something, and that was just, you know, good strategy for them to have a teammate for Jonas after the Tourmalet.
And just some context in case you don't already know, Jonas Vingegaard won the 2022 Tour de France, last year's Tour de France, and it was Tadej Pogacar who won in 2020 and 2021. They're two big champions, the two biggest GC riders that are here in the Tour de France. And remember, last year it was Jumbo-Visma who really churned the screws on Tadej when Tadej made some tactical mistakes, and Jonas put all the riders, all of his teammates up the road, including Primož Roglič, on that stage 11 over the Galibier and up to the finish of Grenoble, where Jonas got the yellow jersey. Tadej's coming into this race perhaps a bit weakened with that fracture on his wrist in Liège-Bastogne-Liège. He had to be off the bike, well, not racing for 2 months. His only 2 races were the Slovenian time trial and road race, but he seems to be back and he seems to be getting better and better, as was evident yesterday with the stage win and of course time on Jonas.
I'm interesting to see how they will go, because for now the 2 mountain stages either have been full gas by Way or full gas by Jumbo, and maybe they want to save themselves a little bit for the Alps, or especially save the team. So maybe it could be a good day for a breakaway.
So maybe now going forward into the day before the rest day, we might see the breakaway go to the line, because not each team is confident that their leader is stronger than the other one. Whereas I think if it was before that there was a clear favourite, maybe they would have gone for the stage win in the bonus seconds.
I mean, Puy du Dôme, there's a good chance the breakaway can arrive because it's just one climb in the end, unless a big breakaway goes and there's a GC threat. But yeah, it's impossible to say ahead of time. I think you just have to try to just try to get in if you can, try to take your own chance at a result, and the GC teams are going to do what they're going to do. And yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a pretty big, I don't know, maybe a standoff on Puy du Dôme from the GC guys.
As I said, I honestly don't think anything special is going to happen tactically from Puy du Dôme. I think you're just going to see a sweet mountain train and best guy wins.
We see the teams and riders rolling out, and we try to get clarification, but frankly, the tactics are unclear. As we're 7 days into this Tour de France, it's all open game for Tadej and for Jonas. And with the Puy de Dôme coming up, hopefully we'll get some clarification on who's the strongest rider and how UAE and how Jumbo are really approaching this 2023 edition of the Tour de France.